So in this video, we are going to see how we can create the series data structure offered by uh, Pandas. Okay, so there are a couple of ways are available. The first one, no, we can create an empty series object just using Pandas series class. So series is a class and Pandas is a library. So series is part of the Pandas library. So once we use that and if we don't pass any data for that class, then we will get a empty series data structure. Okay, so just series will create an empty series type object. So we can create a non-empty series object. So here what we are going to do now, we are going to pass the data. I mean data here means the actual data, and then we need to pass the index. So when we pass the data and the index to the series class, then we will get a non-empty series object. Okay, if you look at the slide, you can see here I'm using data as well as the index equal to idx. Okay, these two arguments we need to pass while we creating the series data structure. So where IDs is nothing but a valid NumPy data type. It can be a Python sequence, it can be a dictionary, Python dictionary, it can be an ND array, or it can be a scalar value as well. Okay, this is how we can create a non-empty series object. Let's move on to the next topic. Now we can create this series data structure using a Python sequence. Here, this will return a series type object. Okay, so we can pass a sequence. I will give some. I'll show some examples around that the coming classes. And this one way how we can create a series using a Python sequence. Let's move on to the other way. We can also specify NTA array. If you look at here, the example, we are just passing the ND array. And we are creating ND array using the NumPy Python library. And then we are just passing the created ND array to the series class. And then we are getting a series data structure. Okay, so this is the another way of creating a data structure, but here the arguments we are passing is a empty array which is offered by NumPy. Okay, let's move on. We can also pass the Python dictionary. Okay, so as a argument while we create the series data structure. Look at here, pd.series. We are passing a dictionary here. Okay, we are passing a dictionary. This is nothing but a key value. Where we can look at it, for Jan key we have 31 and Feb key we have 28 as days and March key we have 31 days. So keys of the dictionary will become the index. Here look at what are the keys. Jan is one key, Feb is one key, and March is another key. So these three keys will become the index of the series, and the values, actual values 31, 28, and 31 become the data of the series. This is how the Python dictionary will be converted into a series data structure. Okay, so this is a way we can how we can use Python dictionary as an argument while creating the series data structure. So we are going to do more exercises around this. Okay, so we saw how we can create a series by the Pandas series using an empty object. Then we saw how we can create a Pandas series using empty array, using sequences, using Python dictionary. Okay, so example. So this is the first example given in the Sumita Arora textbook, where the example talks about how we can create the series object using a Python sequence. Okay, this is a Python sequence, nothing but a list where you can see the sequence of numbers. We can see 4 numbers. Okay, so first line number 7, what are you doing? We are just importing the pandas library, and we are giving the name as PD using as alias. We're creating alias for that. And then from the library, we have a class called series. This series is nothing but a class which is available in the Python pandas library. And to this class, we are passing the list, the sequence as an argument. And then we are storing the result in the variable S1, and then we are just printing that here. So if you run it here, we'll see, we'll get output. If we look at here, 4, 6, 8, and 10, we are getting. And look at how, from where we got this 0, 1, 2, and 3. And what it is, by the way, this 0, 1, 2, and 3 are nothing but the index, and they are the default values, because we haven't passed any index while we create this series object. We just pass the data. We just pass the actual data. So series will automatically create a default index or label for that. Okay, this is the first example that's covered in Sumita Arora. So this example 2 given in the Sumita Arora textbook. Here, so it talks about creating a series update using Python sequence, and they are asking to import the Python pandas as alias with the name as PD. So we are importing the pandas with alias name as PD, and then we are forming we have a series class in this library, and to that we are passing a sequence. They mentioned to pass 11, 21, 31, 41. So we are passing that here, and we are storing that in a variable name S2, and we are just printing that out. So if I run it, you can see the actual values 11, 21, 31, and 41 is actual values, and we could also see the index, default index 0, 1, 2, and 3.